Bite my tongue? Never. See, what they don't know is they're tuning in to DBYT podcast, and I'm just discovering the world around me.
Tyesha, I love you.
I feel like God is telling you to keep going.
You quit on yourself, you really down bad.
Tune in Wednesdays at 7 o'clock Eastern Time. Welcome back to DBYT. I'm your host, Tyesha, and tonight we have Zephaniah here with us. I know this is your first time being on my show, so tell me how you feeling at the moment.
I'm feeling good. You know what? Tyesha, she's been my good friend for a while, since middle school. You know what I'm saying? We go way back like 4 flats. So, I mean, it's pretty good. You know, it's pretty dope, you know, what she's doing and all that. So I'm just happy to be here. You know, let's chat. Don't bite our tongue.
You know, right? So on tonight's episode, we're talking about self-contentment and a little bit of mindset. So as a person who enjoys her own company, I'm often questioned about my relationship status. And I've come to the conclusion that most people think in order to be happy, you have to be with somebody. And, you know, whatever. But I do want to know what side of the fence that you're on. But in order to do that, we got to get to know you a little bit first. So tell the people about yourself.
Well, as y'all know from my introduction, my name is Zephaniah. Some people call me Z, some people call me Zeph, some people call me Z Savvy, you know what I'm saying? I go by a lot of different names, but I definitely am a person who is driven. I own 2 companies. One is a skincare line. I'm the CEO of my own entertainment company called Emerald Reality ENT. So on top of that, you know, I'm a foodie. I'm always working. It's nonstop. Like, even on my off days, I'm working. And that's what we was talking about before we started the podcast. It's never an off day. So, yeah.
I feel that. I feel you on the busy part. I looked at my calendar today and I was like, I have the 26th off from literally everything. There will be no podcast recordings on that day, no photo shoots as I know of, no work. I am actually off that one day out of this month. So I think I'm going to take that day. Hopefully nothing comes up with it because, you know, I'm cool with it or whatever. But on to the next question. How do you currently feel about your life?
I'm 22. So I'm at the peak to where, you know, I'm excited, you know, to where it's going, and I'm excited to see where it's, you know, going to flourish. But right now I'm happy about all the things that I'm doing, you know, currently. I just can't wait to see where they take me.
So what would you say, what is making it so great right now?
And it's a good thing we're talking about contentment, because I'm very happy at the space in my life that I'm in now. So just being able to, you know, get to the point where I can know myself and know my, you know, gifts, my talents, my goals, have them set to reach the next level. Like, that's where it comes. Like, oh, it's great. You know, I'm happy. I'm content. You know, my mindset is on right. You know, I can't complain. I have no complaints, really.
I feel that. What would you say could make it all better? Just level up in a different whole atmosphere?
Oh, period. What can make it all better is if, you know, I'm in my own studio space, you know what I'm saying? I'm producing here, directing here, singing here, got a couple of mixtapes out, couple of EPs, albums, all that shit. But at the moment, will definitely make it better if, you know, I definitely was in the space to have the studio time that I really want. And just to be consistent with, you know what I mean? That will really make it great. Cause that way I can actually put out, you know, the songs I got. I can actually put out, you know, the music that I, you know, want. So.
I feel that. There's been time, like for me, I do want to open up my own production company at least by the age of 35, because I know everything takes time, you know, but I also want to get into the directing realm. And I heard you say that about mixtapes, so you're into music.
Yes, I write music and I also sing. So it's, yeah, that's the type of
you said you was finna sing for us? That's what you said?
Oh, you gonna put me on the spot like that? Oh, shit, what you want?
I mean, you know, what's your favorite song? What's your favorite song to sing?
I mean, my favorite song, I like R&B, you know what I'm saying? I was just singing, you know, for Instagram a while back, but I mean, yeah. So what's my favorite song? No.
You like a little gospel, like how you feeling right now? What's your soul telling you?
I don't know. Like, that's why when I be put on the spot, it don't work. So I got to get there. You know what I'm saying?
Okay, I feel that.
Oh, yeah.
I remember also when we talked prior to this, we talked about family. So would that tie into your dream life? Like, describe your dream life, like in and out, like finances, family, music, all that good stuff. How does that look for you? Just, you know, reaching the top of everything, of my abilities, reaching my financial goals. You know what I'm saying? I say billionaire tribe, you know what I mean? So just to have everything come off the ground, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. And watching it go from the ground up. I would love to, you know, be in a flourishing relationship. I want kids, but maybe later. I want a big house, you know what I'm saying? I want to be known for what I do and not what I have. I want to be known for being there for, you know, my family, my friends, you know what I'm saying? And, you know, myself, loving every aspect of me and sharing with the world what I got. I'm glad you said that last part. I'm gonna get back to that. It's time to talk a little bit about society. So what situations would you like completely blame or put on society for the way that it turned out to be? Man, like, we let a lot of the false narrative get in the way of reality. Like this false narrative that everybody got going, like social media, trying to be one way that you're not, you know what I'm saying? Trying to have more than the next person, trying to compete, like this and that. All that's a false narrative. Like, just be you, know you, and then showcase you. Not, oh, what I got, what I think I can have. Oh, this person got this, let me fix it. Like, that whole narrative, right? That false narrative has totally, I blame that. I blame social media. I blame, you know, fear. I blame competition. I blame all that shit. Like, if you just the best you that you could be, you ain't got have nothing to worry about. You know, and I know people are a part of society, but I blame them. I feel like social media is just a platform, man, and it's all about the people. So it's about how you carry yourself on there. And it's like, how do we get to a new point? Because this phase that we're in, it's like you said, everybody's pretending and kind of like, obviously we showing off the best parts of ourselves, but for others, they're like, oh, I'm gonna move in silence, and they kind of disassociate themselves with social media. Do you think those like disassociations or like disconnects from social media is a good thing or a bad thing? Well, it can be both. Mm-hmm. I would say it can be a good thing, so you can get back to reality, you know, and, you know, have that alone time with yourself, and to, you know, not get so caught up in that. It's also a good thing because it's just like, okay, I'm gonna take this break for me. That's self-care, that's self-awareness and stuff like that. So that helps on that side of the fence. And then I would say it's a bad thing, because social media has helped a lot of people's growth within careers, it's finances, you know, connections, networking, all that. So social media has, you know, it's not bad. It's not all bad, you know. So that's why I say taking that break from social media, it can be a good and a bad thing. I would definitely agree 100% with that answer. Have you ever taken a break from social media?
Oh, I have definitely. One time I was like, oh, I can't do this. I was like, nah, it's too much going on. You know what I'm saying? You got bad news, you see good news, you got real shit, fake shit, you got all of these. It'd be just too much. So yeah, I've taken a break, definitely.
I took one too a long time ago. I was actually a teenager, and it was like a time where I didn't want to see anything or anybody because everything I saw reminded me of something else. And it's like, I can't do this. I had an account. It was called just_Tyesha. Deleted the whole thing. I didn't even want to deactivate it. I just deleted the entire page. Like all them years of middle school gone. Like everything is just gone. Yeah.
Yeah. Sometimes you need that, you know.
Definitely.
And so, I don't know if I could ask you a question, but like, how did you feel once you did that? You know what I mean?
I was spending the night over at my sister's house. And we all over there, me, my friend, and my sister, we all outside. And we're just like, you know, we chilling, we vibing and everything. And I go on Instagram and I'm looking like, and I'm like very oblivious to what I'm actually looking at. Cause I'm like, oh y'all, look at this. Literally not knowing who I was looking at. Right, ended up being the person I didn't want to see. I said, yo, it hit me to a different level. So when I took the break, it was because I got I got really emotional. So I was like, I don't care about nothing else, but that is something that I don't want to see. And for me to be like, you know, not see that, I had to just leave the whole thing because shit, I was down bad. Because I'm like, what if I get into that mindset where I don't want to go through that again? Like it's happened before, it could happen again. So I'm not oblivious to that. I don't put all my business out there just for the simple fact that like, if you end up looking goofy, I don't like looking goofy, right? Not for love, no.
And ain't nobody now you, and ain't nobody nowadays there to stay or whatever. It's always something, you know what I'm saying? Or it's just like, oh, I'm gonna be with this person for that second or that moment. No, if I'm trying to be with you, I'm trying to be with you for a minute. You know what I'm saying? So if I post you, you gonna stay up there type shit. So if that's the case, I'd rather just cut it all out, just be single. But now I feel you. I've been there, done that. Like I applaud you for that. That little break, that's a meaningful break.
I don't let people have that much control over me anymore. So whatever, you know. So what does conforming to society mean to you?
Grouping yourself in, you know, with everybody, with the scene. Like, oh, because somebody's doing it, I'm gonna do it. Or because, oh, I see this looks cool, I want to jump on it. You know what I'm saying? Like, it can sometimes be a good thing and it can be a bad thing, you know what I mean? It's like you can't have one without the other. So, yes, like even with the social media fads and stuff, so new social medias we have, like Instagram, Twitter, that's us conforming to that, you know what I'm saying, whether good or bad. Yeah. So I believe that conforming to society definitely is, you know, or being a part of something that you is intriguing, you know, like you be like, oh, that's cool, let me see what's up.
How are they supposed to find themselves when we do have these pre-made narratives coming at us daily?
Come on now, you better talk that talk. But nah, that's a good question, because you find yourself by just spending that time with yourself. In general, like you ain't gonna know somebody if you're not spending time with that somebody. And you get back to knowing yourself, or you find yourself by spending time with you. Like that's the best way that I could put it. If you don't find you, then you're gonna be lost in this bitch for a minute.
Come on, tell them. That does drive me to my next point. So how do you feel about people who depend on other people to bring them happiness?
Well, that actually is something that kind of hits home with me, because at that time that I couldn't find myself, there was me depending on other people. So once you realize the only way to find yourself, you know what I'm saying, is you can't depend on nobody else. Like literally, like you gotta depend on you, regardless.
I think a lot of people forget the I in happiness on some stuff, because it's like you can't have happiness without yourself. And the fact that if you depend on other people to make you happy, what do you do when they leave? Are you now unhappy?
Lonnie in.
What'd she say?
Sorry.
No, you could.
That was the speaker. I was trying. It sounds better now. Okay.
Nah, you good though. It's just, I think that people should definitely take the time to understand who they are, because they get, sometimes I see people on Instagram in and out of relationships because they think when they should know. You know what I mean? Because you should be that person that you love regardless at the end of the day. You shouldn't depend on people to bring you happiness, because you have to create that within yourself. You have to find that energy, because like we learn in science, energy is not created nor destroyed. Whatever it is, if it's an activity, if it's something that can't leave you for real, because people are, I hate to say it, but they're non-dependable. Sometimes you think that they're going to be there forever, and they just not. Whether it's y'all just lost touch, or unfortunately if somebody passes away or something, like things happen and life happens. Right. So you have to be able to gain that happiness for yourself. And then if you want other people to come into your life to add on, that's granted. But also, don't let nobody come in and take your happiness from you, because you have to understand that that's a value that is instilled in you. Like, they shouldn't be able to come in that easily and bring you down. You should be strong and very confident in yourself when it comes to loving yourself and knowing yourself, because once you do that, nobody can take that away from you. Okay, so it's the cancel culture. I'm gonna use one of yours in mine. It's the cancel culture for me. I'm not feeling it.
Oh,
I'm not here for it at all. How do you feel about cancel culture?
It's a lot. Like, they just canceling. You can't really cancel nobody, because at the end of the day, everybody here just like you. So that's where I'm like, but certain things that people do we're not gonna 100% agree on, no. But at the same time, that doesn't give you a right to go and cancel them. Like the LGBT community, they was actually canceled before too. So now they canceling people. I don't know, it's a lot. So yeah, I'm just like, like the cancel. I'm just like, bro, we all here doing what we got to do. Oh, you cannot agree with what somebody said. Okay, move on. But it's like, who are you to cancel somebody? You know what I'm saying? Let them do that. Like, people really get emotional over that shit. Like, I mean, let people do what they want to do. Like, they gonna have to deal with that later. Like, why are you so pressed about it? So
I agree. Yeah. And on top of that, it's the fact that you said that you can't agree, disagree with people nowadays. Like, no one lets you be an individual and have your actual own opinion. Like, it's very contradicting to me, because it's like everybody's like, be you, be open, be this, be that. But then as soon as you do that and not like agree to it, like everything, they're canceling you, and it's ridiculous.
Come on.
And then on top of that, 3 days later, you're back on. So it's like, what was the point in all of that hoo-ha?
What was the reason?
Shout out to Cardi B.
Exactly.
Saw Nick Cannon on an interview, and he was talking about how why do we have to bash somebody for being ignorant instead of uplifting and educating them?
Thank you. That's what I be saying.
Yeah, like, it doesn't make sense to keep it going on.
Right. Let's just basically take it back to millions of years ago. My people perished for a lack of knowledge, in the Bible words that I grew up on or whatever. But it's like true. Like, okay, why stay in the ignorant stage? Mm-hmm. Help your brother up. Like, and then also one of the terms or phrases, crabs in a barrel or whatever. The crabs, trying to get, claw each other down. You know what I'm saying? Trying to get out the barrel, whatever. Like, why you can't just help, lend a helping hand so y'all all can get out that bitch. You know what I mean? So that's why I'd be like, educate, entertain, and exude humility. That's one of my phrases from my company. You know what I'm saying? You gotta share that same education that you would want. If you wanted somebody to teach you, if you don't know something, you don't want to be ignorant about it. So either you're gonna go research it, or you're gonna go fix what happened, figure out why, who, what, when, where, how, why, all that. Then you gonna, get that education or whatever. But yeah, it's not okay that, keep canceling everybody and then letting everybody stay ignorant where they at. Mm-hmm. Like, you gotta call each one teach one. You know what I'm saying? We gotta stand together with that shit.
Yeah, definitely. My last two, I guess, examples for that was bringing up Nick Cannon one more time, multiple pregnancies. Just the fact that these women know and are okay with it, that means you should be okay with it too. Because they know. Ain't no way you can't know. And on top of that, he's not a regular man. Because the thing about it is, y'all not gonna talk about the people that we're normally around like that. Like, say if somebody on your street had 12 kids, you're not finna, like, you might be like, oh man, why he doing, like, or he's a sleazeball or whatever. But these people know that Nick Cannon is rich and he's willing to take care of the kids while he's here. Also, mind your business.
Hey, he's right. Mind your business. Just mind your business.
Yeah, like, if they're okay with it, calm down.
Right. Like, that's another thing that I think about too when it comes to Pete. Again, he doing what he want to do. He living his life. He creating that legacy for his, you know what I'm saying? He making it. So who gon' hold it down while he gone?
Exactly. Like, if you can't contribute, why are you tripping? Calm down. You have no opinion for real.
Come on.
So prior to this conversation, me and you, we had a small conversation about your passions in life, the music, the family, the love, and even changing the world. So my first question for this next segment, obviously we're getting into mindsets and everything and accountability. Just a tad, I want to ask you, how do you plan on changing the world?
I plan on changing this world by just being my authentically fine, what I'm saying, beautiful, talented, gifted self. Spreading the love, joy, laughter, spreading the real, bringing people awareness, like, and just enjoying it while I'm doing that, I gotta enjoy myself so that the world can enjoy me.
Okay. All right. So what point in your life did you decide that whatever was going on was an issue, and what pushed you to be the type of person that you are?
I would say when I was younger, everything starts when you're young. You know what I'm saying? That's like the foundation that you start building on, whether it's not finished or whether it's finished, a finished foundation, you're going to know. So regardless, my issue was just not knowing myself. It was a big struggle with sexuality, of course. That was my big one. That had me realize, like, okay, you know what I'm saying? You are you, you're authentically you. You're put here for a reason. So why hide that? After I, found myself in, noticed that, I love me for me, no matter who loves me for me or whatever. That was my biggest, issue that helped me realize that I need to pivot my life in a different direction. That was keeping me from, holding back my gifts. That was holding back, everything. So I was like, you know what? I'm going to be me. I'm going to enjoy this life I got. And I'm not going to allow my past, my childhood or whatever, break down my future.
I didn't know where it was going, but I was like, okay, I like that answer just because, like, I have a few friends who also struggle with the same thing, like finding who they wanted to be or even accepting who they are. Because I've been told so many times, like, even things like sexuality is not really a choice, it's who you are. And I mean, hey, I just, like, personally, I feel like, hey, whoever you want to love, that's who you love. Like, at the end of the day, it ain't going to affect me. So I don't have that big, like, like, oh my gosh, why do you great for you. You know what I mean? Like it's all love out here, you know. So
right.
It's whatever you want to do. Like if you want to do that, cool. If you want to be this person, cool. Like nobody is like mad. I'm not mad, at least. I can't speak for everybody, but it's no reason to be mad or upset, because it's like sometimes when people have like a really rough anger towards something, it's like they're deflecting like their own insecurities on the people. Like, are you scared of being more sensitive, or are you scared to being more a different you know?
The devil. Come on.
Like just because you grew up in a different type of environment, or you were raised to conform, basically, doesn't mean you have to. And it's cool that people can figure themselves out before they allow society to actually take control of their lives and like basically just run them away from who they really want to be.
Well, I will say thank you for that. Yes, like that's been the problem, you know, people allowing, you know, everything else to cloud their judgment, you know, of themselves first and foremost, and then of everything else. So that is where it starts.
I did want to go into a growth mindset versus fixed mindset for a little bit, just to educate our listeners. I love to do that. So what do you see, like, what do you consider a growth mindset to be?
A growth mindset, I mean, like, I feel like we're growing every day, like we're learning every day. Like the mindset you had yesterday is not the same mindset you'll have today. Like, you know what I mean? Like somebody asked a question about well, how do you overcome a negative mindset and block it? You know what I mean? I would say you change your mindset. Like that's the first thing. Your mind has to change. Like our brain tells everything else what to do. So in order to change our mind about things and, you know, see things in a different light, a positive light, and also, you know, changing for the better, growing for the better. You know what I'm saying? Like, I just feel that it's going to take some time, yeah, but take the steps, you know, learn something new, read a book, you know what I'm saying? Read the Bible, read yourself. Like, what do I not like about myself that I want to change, or what do I like about myself that I want to, you know, amplify, you know what I'm saying? So it's just, you know, it starts with our mind. We have to change our mindset, you know, in order to see the growth.
Can they hear me?
Yes.
Cool. Okay. So it sounded like you said that somebody asked how to change your mindset.
Yeah, how to overcome a negative mindset.
Okay. I also want to add on to that, if I can. It's all about how you look at the world, because perspective plays a big role in that. It's not always about that negativity. Is more like, what can you do to insert positivity into your life and changing your habits more so. Like if you need help discovering who you are, maybe self-reflection is a thing that you should look into, like journaling and even meditation or something. I do it. And also like being in a fixed mindset is just believing like if things don't come easy to you, then you're not able to do it. You're able to do anything that you literally put your mind to. And if you think that you can do it and you can envision yourself doing it, you can literally do it. And it is, I was talking to somebody earlier about how when I was in school, I'm gonna go back as far as elementary to middle to high. It doesn't really matter what time period you go into, but people thought I was naturally smart. Right. And I've always had this thing where people would literally compare themselves to me, like as a benchmark of how successful they could be, which it was a lot of pressure, but I could deal with it because that's just how I grew up. You can literally learn to be smart. Just do it. Just read. You got to execute. You can't just like be like, oh yeah, I'm smart, but no action. And you can't just put action and not believe it within yourself. So with that combination of believing that you can do it and actually putting forth the effort to do that thing, you'll be able to do it. It doesn't matter. Be persistent, consistent, whatever word you want to use, because I know that's how you kind of get out of that.
And I like that you said perspective and, you know, how we perceive things. And because that's true. You're not going to be able to if you don't see it that way.
Yeah.
Like, you're not able to, it's like understanding and, you know, comprehending as well. Like, I spoke on that topic about a couple of months ago. Like to piggyback on what you said, it's definitely how you perceive it. You got to see yourself, you know, thinking positive. You got to see yourself, you know, overcoming that. You got to see yourself growing. You're, you know, being better, you know what I'm saying, than who you think you are. If you don't think that you're better than who you are, then you won't see the results of being better because you're not thinking it. So you got to know who you are, stand on who you are. And Tyesha was saying, meditate, you know what I'm saying? Get into that space to where you can know yourself and learn yourself so that you can what it is that you got to do.
Because it definitely starts from within. You are literally the beginning and the end of your story. So you have to be confident enough and courageous enough to go after what you want and not let anybody actually like strip that away from you. And that, I mean, it's so important, especially my crowd, what would you call it? My audience right now is like, for majority part, is from 18 about 25. And that's what I really created this for. Bless you. That's what I really created this for, just to help us move along in a proactive way instead of the constructive way that we were taught or that we learned along the way of growing up and everything. Like, I'm not saying that those lessons or moments in life weren't necessary, but there are different ways to get what you want. So don't limit yourself. And so Zephaniah, my next question for you is, what differences have you seen in yourself as in your mindset? Like, how has that changed from when you were 18 to right now?
When I was 18 to right now, it's definitely changed a lot, especially because I was still in school at 18. Because, you know, I was basically doing what I wanted to do and things like that. Not really, I would say I wasn't getting bad grades or whatever, but I kept getting suspended, expelled from school, you know, just doing what I wanted to do. So from 18, I was just getting my degree to now, I'm like, it's a whole different, diploma. It's a whole different mindset. Like, it's changed to be more positive. It's changed to see things, you know, see through things and to see things for what they really are. It's been a journey, yes, but it's definitely been it's been an eye-opener. Of course, you know, they say we grown when we get 18. We not really grown when we get 18. Like, it don't happen like that, you know what I'm saying? So when, you know, as the years went by, I definitely have grown tremendously. Of course, there's a lot, you know, that to still work on, but from then till now, I can see a big difference. I'm more successful. I would say I'm able to solve problems better than I did before. I'm able to apply myself as well to see the growth, you know what I'm saying? So also from 18 to 22 now, I used to smoke weed tremendously. And I'm like, I don't need to smoke weed. You know what I'm saying? Like, I was only doing it because it was there and it took my mind off certain things. So I was like, well, let me see what else I need to do to change that, you know, mindset or whatever. So I've grown from having to feeling like the need to, you know, do that. So, I mean, just in general, I've grown a lot and I'm, you know, happy for myself.
Oh, I'm proud of you. That's like,
thank you.
I don't think some people understand, like, you have grown so much and that you recognize that you've grown so much, meaning that you're actually holding yourself accountable for the things that you say and the things that you do, which means that you are becoming the person that you need to be, which is amazing. And I love it. Like, I just want to pick on one word that you said, and you said successful. So my next question was, does success compensate for value or morality?
Yes.
Okay.
Because if you don't understand who it is that you have to be to get to the next level of success, you won't get there. Mm-hmm. Those values have to line up. Those morals have to line up. Your mindset has to line up in that, it has to all in one, you know what I'm saying? It has to line up for you to actually see the fruits of your labor, for you to actually see the fruits, on the tree. You know what I'm saying? It don't happen like what a tree, you gotta water a tree, you gotta give it sun. You know what I'm saying? It gotta go through photosynthesis, all that, you know what I'm saying? To get to the tree that you see blooming, it can't just be one. It's all of them together. Like, you gotta, so success definitely, it adds up with that. Then, that's when you see the money, all the fruits of that, you know what I'm saying?
You had bamboozled me, because I was like, maybe he didn't know what I said. So I was like, maybe I should rephrase it, but okay, right. Let me ask it this way. Okay. If you become successful, does it matter how you got there? That's what I'm really asking.
Well, not really, because you got there how you got there. Shit.
So that's what I'm saying. Like, would you disregard your morals and your values to be successful?
Well, I wouldn't personally. I can only speak for myself. I wouldn't personally, because me, myself, and I is gonna be real from the jump. We getting out together to be successful. You know what I'm saying? All that's coming, but some people, it didn't take all that. But that's why a lot of them aren't really happy and content, because they didn't get that before, they didn't work on that before, or it just came easy for them or whatever, you know what I mean? So it's like, that's I couldn't do it. It can't be me.
Okay. Previously, you spoke on your skincare company as well as your entertainment company. So with, all the trials and tribulations that you went on to create those, have you ever felt as strongly about anything else in your life?
No, I haven't. The way I feel about my brand, my businesses, my company, I'm like, I work, to get this to where it needs to be. You know what I'm saying? And I know that it's going to help a lot of artists come up. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm looking for talent. I'm looking for heart, like you got that drive for it, you know what I'm saying? And like, it's just about putting the underdogs on the map, you know what I mean? And because a lot of people overlook that, like just in general with the entertainment business, the entertainment industry, a lot of people don't really be talent, but they be up there, you know what I'm saying?
Oh, I hear you. I know.
So I'm just like, that's one of the reasons right there, you know what I'm saying? So just to see that, I'm like, you know what, the passion that I have behind it, I know that, I am doing it for the right reasons. And another thing with my skin, that's why I had to take off my, my do-rag so I can look at my own skin and be like, look, you went from pimple face to, off of the strength of you just picking up information, some knowledge, educating yourself on why is it that, I was like, why is it that my skin is like this? What can I do to fix it? Drinking water, you know what I'm saying? Moisturizing your face, washing it daily properly, you know what I mean? So just in general, like, you have to do those things in order to see, to see the best in it. Mm-hmm. And so I saw the best in what I was doing. I was like, oh yeah, this is it. So, and just putting forth the effort to do it the right way. I said the right way, like, I wanted to make sure that I actually put that time in. It took 4 years for me to really understand, okay, this is it. You know what I'm saying? Like, I had to break it down to what did I really want in life. I always was a musician. Like, I like music. I love music. When I was in a depressive state, I loved to listen to music. I loved to sing. That's what released all of, those, the anger and all of that. So I was like, oh yeah, I could do this. I could use this and, help uplift someone else, or even use this to build, myself up. That's where, that's how I know that, starting this entertainment company and also this skincare brand was the right move.
Okay. All right. So we are on our last final question of the night, and it is, why do people hesitate at the things that they desire the most in their life?
We hesitate at things because it's like, oh, we don't know where to take us, or we're confused as to what's, how I get there or whatever. Just do it. You know what I'm saying? Don't be so scared. That's where it comes with fear. We hesitate because we're fearful of what might happen next, or who's going to say something, or how I'm gonna do this, just do it. Like, do the research, ask questions, you know what I'm saying? Don't be afraid to ask questions. Don't be afraid to learn something new. Don't be afraid to step out of your comfort zone. You know what I mean?
Definitely. Especially if you have such a passion for it. It took a long time for me to even realize what my true passion was, because I never had anything that there's one thing that I wanted to do, but I always loved people. And I know that sounds crazy, because sometimes I do get irritated. I get irritated with people when they don't understand. But over the years, I can say that I've grown more understanding to be patient with people, because everybody's not going to see things how I see them, nor will they understand them the way that I do. So it's my job and my privilege to educate people on how to grow, how to open up, how to keep going, how to encourage. Like, I'm a healing spirit. I take people's situations and I heal people. I don't care what nobody say. I'm a prophet. Let me stop playing.
Yes, and that's dope. Like, and not to cut you up, but I have, like, you've always been a people, just so happy. And so as soon as you came around, I was so, your spirit is just like, was like, always lit. You know what I'm saying? Tyesha, here we about to get lit. Like, you know what I'm saying? So yes, I definitely can attest to that. You're definitely
it's no better way to be than being happy. Like, so many, like where we started from in the beginning, I was like, a lot of people can't be happy unless they with somebody. But it's like, me, I'm okay right now. I'm okay with understanding, like, to be in the space that I want to be in. Maybe I don't need a relationship to actually, I'm not going to say I'm not going to say that a relationship will stop you from doing anything, because I believe that the right relationship will take you places. It will drive you, it will motivate you, it will encourage you to do more than you ever thought. You, like, when I get into like things with people, like, I start thinking on different levels, and sometimes that person or those people can't really understand that. They don't, they're like, why are you doing the most? And it's like, I'm actually trying to make you proud. Chill out. So you gotta be with the right people in order to elevate.
Nah, that's true.
But yeah.
Nah, that's definitely true.
Do you have any final thoughts?
Final thoughts is just, to begin with, it was great, being on Don't Bite Your Tongue Productions with your host, Tyesha Hines. I definitely enjoyed it. And to be yourself, be true to you. Don't hold back. Don't let where you're at be the pinpoint of your future, because even if it's good, it can get better. Even if it's great, it can be greater. You know what I mean? So it's, stay the course. Don't be so hard on yourself. Anybody listening, love yourself, love everybody else, and where to be a better place.
All right, Michael Jackson.
Heal the world, make it a better place for you and for me and the entire human race. But
I told y'all I was gonna get him to sing.
I ain't gonna lie. Michael Jackson he was one of my inspirations growing up too. Singing and just, being free or whatever, because of how he performed. So yeah, that Michael Jackson was one of my biggest inspirations.
I want to sign off on this note, bouncing off of what he just said about his inspirations. Continue your story, and continue to do what you have to do to get to the place that you want to be at, because you never know who you will touch, whether it's mindset, whether it's their heart, whatever. Like, you can inspire somebody to be the person that they need to be. So keep going. And I want to thank you, Zephaniah, for being such a lovely guest. And if you have any socials that you want to drop, right now would be the time to share those.
Oh yeah, you know what I'm saying? Follow me on Instagram at ZSavvy. That's ZEESAVVYY. 2 V's, 2 Y's. And also my business pages are in my bio, but I'm gonna just drop them. Emerald Reality Beauty. That's Emerald Reality Beauty and Emerald Reality ENT. It's said how it's spelled, so y'all gonna find it. Thank you.
Yes, definitely. And I will have it in the description box below. So again, that was Zephaniah, and I'm Tyesha, and we are out.